I choose a bike because it's the most efficient way to get around Moscow, Idaho.
Being able to ride a bike on duty, you can get some exercise, you can get out, and you're made more fit.
Part of me feels kind of like a little kid when I'm riding my bike.
And saves you money. You don't have to buy gas, and
When you get on a bicycle, you can ride across this town in a pretty short time.
it's much easier to find a place to park.
I just felt happy and free, and
We've just got a lot of good bicycle facilities around here that make it easy. My name's Jim Boland and I'm on the City Council. In general, I think people are pretty accommodating to bikes in Moscow. They're aware that there's a lot of cyclists. The number is estimated to be about 7% of people ride bikes to work in Moscow. Most cities don't have that high. Maybe it's down to 2 or 3, but I think because everything's pretty close here, I think we have a higher percentage than most towns. We continue to add more bike lanes and sharrows, and this year we're going to get an underpass under Highway 8, and we'll have a 2-way bike lane here on 3rd Street where this bike lane is now. So I think anything we can do to facilitate people's awareness of where the easy ways are to get through town and help them to feel safe is a good idea.
This map represents the on-street and part of the on-trail bike network that the city is implementing. This is available on the city's website if people want to take a look at it there. On the map itself, you'll see different colors representing different levels of difficulty of the bike system. So the green ones, the green routes are the easiest, probably the most attractive for beginning riders or riders with families. Generally they're low volume, lower speeds, a little easier topography. You get into the blue routes and they are considered an intermediate level. They may still have good topography, not quite as steep of grade, but perhaps the traffic speeds are higher or there's higher volumes of vehicles on the roadways. Still reasonably comfortable for most riders. The third route level is the advanced or the difficult, which will be the black routes. Those are primarily along the highways. And they are the routes that the confident riders will be most comfortable in. They have higher speeds, much higher volumes involved. The Moscow Greenway itself is a unique type of route in that it has a low volume, low speed route selected. It's in an area where the topography is more gentle and hopefully is a more attractive location for people to ride with families or just on those recreational rides.
I mean, confidence is the huge thing. Biking around town, I have offered so many people to meet them at their house and ride with people to kind of help them learn how to ride in town so they can build confidence. Confidence is the most important thing. When I'm getting on my bike, my first thought is warm and dry. In the winter when it would be snowing, you know, I had a lot of layers on, and visible. And then safety. I know that bike versus vehicle doesn't end well for the bikes. Using hand signals is huge. Having a rear view mirror, you don't want to be turning around looking behind you as you're moving forward. And I always wear something high vis, and so when I got my arm out like that, I'm pretty sure people can see it.
This is right, this is left, and this is stop. And they try to indicate to people what directions they're going if they're being courteous to other vehicles. What we see quite often are people who just come into an intersection and go whatever way they want to go. And that can be really hazardous. If you're on the roadway, even in the bike lanes, you're considered a motor vehicle. So you have to follow motor vehicle laws with some very basic exemptions for like stop signs and stop lights. At a stop sign, by Idaho law, a bicycle has to slow down. They don't necessarily have to stop, but they can proceed through the intersection without stopping if it's clear. If it's not clear, obviously they have to stop and make sure the intersection is clear before they proceed, and then they follow the same rules as a car would. On a sidewalk, if you're riding on a sidewalk on a bicycle, you have to follow the rules of pedestrian at that point. You can't ride faster than a pedestrian can walk. If you are overtaking a pedestrian, you need to give some sort of audible signal to them. Hey, I'm on your left, hey, I'm on your right. Let them know you're coming, that way they're not completely startled by a bicycle coming by them. Be careful when you're riding. It's a great tool, great option, and I'm glad the city provides us a lot of resources for that. So keep riding and just be safe.